Okay, if you find the LCD between the fraction, the first fraction and the second fraction, what do you have to do first? So if I take the first denominator and factor that, that gives me an x plus 2 times an x minus 2. And if I take the second denominator, it is already factored, so what is my LCD between the two? One more time, slowly. X because it comes from here. X plus 2 because it comes from over here. And x minus 2. Why do I only have degree 1 on here? Because they are both degree 1. If they were different exponents, then which exponent would I choose? The higher exponent. Do we all understand that? This is done. Moving on. Go to the next one. Do I keep or eliminate the denominator in this problem? Do I keep or eliminate the denominator? You keep it because it is not an equation. Okay, so go. Find your LCDs, and then you want each denominator to have that LCD. Are we ready? Do we need some help? Okay, first things first, you're going to factor each denominator completely. So that's x minus 3, x plus 2. Who got that? Excellent. What do I do with this minus sign? Distribute it to each term, so that's minus x minus 3 all over x minus 2, x minus 3. How many people got that completely? Okay. From there, we now need our LCD. What is our LCD between those two fractions? Come on. Very good. X minus 3, x plus 2, and x minus 2. Agree? So what's my restrictions? X cannot be 3, negative 2, positive 2. Do we all agree with that? Okay. The next thing is what? I need each of these denominators to have that current LCD. Okay, so what did I do to this red first denominator to get the first green denominator? You tack on an x minus 2, but you drop down the current numerator of x minus 3 in parentheses. Can you see that? Super important that you have parentheses around that. Second fraction, red denominator. What did I do to the second red denominator fraction to get the green denominator fraction? So we're going to tack on the x plus 2 and drop down negative x minus 3. Marry them. Solve it. Go. And if you FOIL, you're going to get an x squared minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 plus negative x squared minus 3x minus 2x minus 6 all over your denominator. X minus 3, x plus 2, x minus 2. X squareds cancel out, the 6's cancel out. Negative 3 and negative 2 is negative 5. Negative 3 and negative 2 is negative 5 to give you a grand total of negative 10 all over this denominator. Do we understand that? Yes or no? Can I cancel anything out? No, it's done. Yes? Yep, I foiled the blue and I foiled the blue on the top over there. You good? Okay, go! Gotta keep moving. I think it's really important that you have this for later on to study from. Yes, who's not going to be here tomorrow? You just take your paper and pencil, nothing else. Do we keep the denominators or eliminate the denominators? Eliminate because it's an equation. Let's see how fast we can do this. Come on. I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. Okay, when you factor each denominator completely, you get 2x minus 1 plus a negative 1 over 2x plus 1, 2x minus 1 is equal to 4 over 2x plus 1, correct? What's my LCD? What's my restrictions? X cannot be 1/2 and negative 1/2. Do we all understand that? Now, how do I eliminate the denominator? Multiply the entire equation by x plus 1 and 2x minus 1. 2x plus 1 and 2x minus 1. Okay? When I do that, what happens here? What am I left with? What cancels out? The 2x minus 1 cancels out, and what am I left with? X times 2x plus 1. Go to the second one. What cancels out? Both of them? And then you're left with minus 1. Get out paper to girls and start going. Okay, so now, on your phone. So now, what are you left with here? 2x minus 1, correct? Okay, what do I do? Are you writing this down? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. 2x squared plus x minus 1 equals 8x minus 4. Then what is your goal? Set it all equal to 0. Do that by subtracting 8x and adding 4. So this is going to give you a 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 is equal to 0. Yes? Now what do I do? Factor it. So this is a 2x and an x, a 3 and a 1, a negative and a negative equals 0. Inner gives you negative 1, outer gives you negative 6 to give you a negative 7, sorry. Yes? So 2x minus 1 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals 0. So x is equal to a half and x is equal to 3. Those are my two answers. However, what do I have to look at? Restrictions. And based upon the restrictions, what can you conclude? That x equals 1/2 is an extraneous solution, and the only answer I have is x equals 3. Do we all understand that? Yes? Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. Okay, do I keep or eliminate? Eliminate, go. Okay, the first thing you need to do is factor each denominator. X minus 1 over x plus 2, x plus 1. This denominator is already factored, and so is the last one. So what is my LCD? X plus 2 and x plus 1. How many people got that? We good on the denominators, yes? Yeah. Restrictions. How do I find restrictions? X can't equal 2 or negative 2 or negative 1, correct? Okay, now, do I keep or eliminate the denominator? Eliminate, so I'm going to multiply the entire fraction or equation by my LCD of x plus 2, x plus 1. When I do that, what cancels out? The denominator cancels out, so I'm left with x minus 1 plus, go to the second fraction. What remains? 2x and x plus 1. Go to the third fraction, and what remains? X plus 2 and x minus 1. What do we do now? FOIL. X minus 1 plus 2x squared plus 2x is equal to x squared plus 2x minus x minus 2. Finish the rest. Go. I see some people playing catch up back there. So this is going to give you a 2x squared plus 3x minus 1 is equal to x squared plus x minus 2. Now I have to subtract the x squared, subtract the x, and add the 2. It's going to give you x squared plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Factor that, x plus 1, x plus 1. Since it's written down twice, I only need to do it one time. And that means that x is equal to the value negative 1. Is that my answer? Why is that not my answer? Because according to my restrictions up here, it cannot be that value. So if it can't be that value, what is my answer to this problem? No solution. Do we understand that? Yes or no? Do you get it? Pretty much. But you understand the process. Okay, go. Do we keep the denominator or do we eliminate it? Keep it. The reason why we keep it is because it is not an equation. Are we ready? Okay, are each denominators factored? Yes. So I need to find my LCD, and what is my LCD? Y minus 3 quantity squared is what I need. We all understand that. The first denominator has y minus 3 2 times, the second denominator has it only once, and the third denominator has it twice. Since they're all factored and they're the same denominator, you take the highest exponent on the like denominator. So therefore, that's why we have degree 2. So I need each of these denominators to be y minus 3 times y minus 3. And yes, I'm writing it down twice. Why? So that you guys are able to easily see what needs to be tacked on versus what does not. Do we all understand that? So if I'm trying to figure out how many y minus 3's do I have in this original black denominator on the first fraction? 2. How many do I have on my red? Did I change anything? No, so just drop down your 2y. Go to the second fraction. How many y minus 3's do I currently have in the second black denominator? How many do I need? So I'm going to tack on a y minus 3 and drop down the y that's currently in the numerator. Go to the last denominator. How many do I have there? 2. So am I changing anything in my denominator? No, but how are these two fractions attached? By subtraction. So what do I need to do with that negative? So that's negative 5y plus 9. That is one of the biggest mistakes my students make. Do you all understand that? Now write this as 1. That's 2y plus y squared minus 3y minus 5y plus 9. All over y minus 3 times y minus 3. Finish it. Okay, y squared, negative 3 and negative 5 is going to give you a negative 8, plus 2 gives you a minus 6y plus 9. Factoring the top, you have y minus 3 times y minus 3. Those all cancel out to give you 1. Do we all understand that? Yes? Okay, go. Any more paper, girls? It's right up here. I'd hate for you to get behind, Abby. I'm sorry? Guys, this is not for me to teach you. This is for you to do the problem and you know what the answer is. These are all homework problems you have already done once or twice. This specific problem up here now, I have done 2 other times in class. You should have this memorized and be able to swiftly go through this process rather quickly. Are we ready? Okay, the first thing you have to do is write this horizontally, r plus 6 over r minus 1 over r plus 2, all divided by r squared plus 4r plus 3, all over r squared plus r. Carson, what's my LCD? Hunter, what? Very good. You understand that you have to have the r and the r plus 2 because they're separate entities, correct? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and have each of these denominators be this. So what do I multiply r by to get r times r plus 2? So tack on the r plus 2 and drop down the r plus 6. What do I multiply r plus 2 by to get r? Make the 1 be a negative and tack on an r. Do we all understand that? Write this as one fraction. And FOIL, r squared plus 6r plus 2r plus 12 minus r. Combine like terms. R squared plus 8r minus 1 gives me a 7r plus 12. And then what do you do? And what is that going to give you? Okay, we are not done, but we do have to do the other part there. So what do you do? Do it. Okay, when you are dividing by a fraction, that means you're actually multiplying by the reciprocal, so you can go ahead and flip this fraction immediately because it is already one fraction. I'm going to go ahead and pull out an r to make that r plus 1, and I'm going to factor this to be r plus 3 times r plus 1. This is already factored completely, so I'm just going to drop it all the way down. Now, Now, before I cancel out, what do I need to find? Restrictions. So what is my restrictions here? What can R not be? 0, -2, -3, -1. You've got to use all denominators, right? So from left to right, the R plus 3's cancel out, the R's cancel out, and the R plus 1's cancel out to leave you with R plus 4 over R plus 2. I don't even remember us doing that the third time now. The first one was R's, the second one was with X's, and the third time is with R's again. The test is tomorrow. We have time to do one more. Yep. Hurry, hurry, let's go. Okay, do I keep or eliminate the denominator? You eliminate it. So what is my LCD here? 2y plus 1 and y minus 4. So what are my restrictions? Y cannot be -1/2 or +4. So I'm going to multiply the entire thing by 2y plus 1 and y minus 4. So when I do that with the first fraction, what happens? What remains? Y minus 4 times y minus 2. Go to the second fraction. What remains? 2y plus 1 and y minus 2. And then the last one, both of them. And what do you do from there? FOIL y squared minus 4y minus 2y plus 8 plus 2y squared plus y minus 4y minus 2 equals 2y squared minus 8y minus plus y minus 4. Okay? Distribute, combine like terms, and solve, setting everything equal to 0. Test is tomorrow. Have a great day.